Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. Hope you're having a great day. I am exhausted this weekend, but I'm doing well. Hope you are too. We've got a lot of people in the chat. We've got Gloria here. Love Loathingly is here. Auntie L is here. Jonathan's here. Ken is here. Good to see you, Ken. Jackie's here and Matt is here as well. Hope everybody's doing well. Jackie says good morning from Arizona. Hello, Jackie. How are you? Irish Sail Lady is here and says hello, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your day. Melissa is here. What's up? What's everybody up to? Excuse me. I was like, what's up, everybody? It's raining here, so I'm working on a quilt for my quilt coat. Awesome, excellent. Judy's here, and she says, hi, Ian, hello. Hello. This is from Ivy. She says, I assume she, pardon me if that is incorrect. I visited Boxer Craft's house on Friday, and the ladies said hi, and they miss you. I need to get out to Boxer Craft House. Because they've moved into a new storefront, and I need to get over there. I would actually like to teach a class out there. I need to reach out to them and let them know that I need to set up a class with them and do some kind of thing with them. So, Creative Cat says, I'm here waving from Memphis. Hello, I'm waving back to you. I got to wave to a lot of you this week because you might be noticed cutting out some. I thought Jonathan, you scared me. I thought you meant I was cutting out. I'm like, is my microphone working this week? What's going on here? What's happening? Yeah, I got to wave to a lot of you because you might be like wondering why I'm wearing some Mickey Mouse Pride ears. If you didn't check me out over on Instagram this week, I took a secret trip. I didn't really tell anyone that I was going to be doing it. I made my way back over to California, Los Angeles. Actually, Anaheim to be more specific. But I went over to Anaheim and I went to Disneyland. Disneyland is slowly becoming my favorite Disney destination in the United States. I haven't been to any of the parks outside of the United States, but it's slowly becoming my favorite place to go. For many reasons, but I had so much fun last year at Pride Night that I had to go again, and I had to go to both nights this time instead of just one night, because one night was not enough. And again, this year, one night was not enough. So I'm so glad that I went to both nights of Pride Night. I had a great time. I am exhausted because I literally got back on Friday. And that was the interesting part, was getting back, because I had originally booked a straight flight going from DC to LA. That was a long flight. And then coming back, I was going to go John Wayne to DFW, DFW to DC. But I woke up to an email from the airline saying, hey, your flight is delayed, which made me nervous. I know, Deborah, I was in California. I was kind of it was kind of like on the down low. I really didn't want anybody to know that I was doing this, because this was a me trip. This was a time for me and a time for me to have fun. So I did it in secret. Yeah, so I woke up saying that my flight to DFW was delayed. There were a whole bunch of storms in the area, and so they're like, hey, just FYI, you might miss your flight and your connecting flight, which made me a little nervous. And then about 20 minutes later, I got another email saying, hey, we've gone ahead and rebooked you on a different airline, so you're going to be going a completely different way, which I was kind of surprised about, because a lot of people get stranded places. So I was kind of surprised that they just nipped it in the bud and sent me a different way. So I actually made a quick pit stop early in Seattle. It was funny being in the Seattle airport, being like, well, I'm going to be back here in 70 days. So see you soon, Seattle. So yeah, I took a trip up to Seattle for a short layover. I've not seen Boxer Craft's house new space now that it is longer than 5 minutes from me. Probably better for my wallet. Love Loathingly. I get that. I totally get that. But yeah, went up to Seattle and then took the cross country flight over to DC. So I have gone back and forth on a long haul flight back and forth. So fun times. Fun times. Gloria says she loves my hat. Thank you. I love this one's one of my favorites. I love this hat a lot. So took a lot of pictures at Disneyland with Mickey and Minnie in their Pride outfits, Claire Balcow in her Pride outfit. I totally forgot her name. She's in. She's the friend in. Uh, um, she's Tiana's friend in Princess and the Frog, and I can't remember her name. She's a cute Southern Belle character, and she's a face character in Disneyland. They'll bring her out for special occasions, and she was there. She was just the sweetest thing. She was so it was I was so enamored meeting her. It was great. It was really really great. So Auntie L says there's a retreat space in Temecula. I think I said that right. About an hour from Orange County. Maybe your next retreat should be there. Auntie L, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how well Disney World does first. That's the thing, is I need Disney World to go well for the guys at RGE Travels to want to do another one. So I need, speaking of which, I know I'm pushing this a lot. I'm sorry, that's just part of the job of being social media influencer and stuff, is unfortunately I have to do the real cringe. It makes me cringe, guys. I'm being completely honest with you. But I have to talk about it because I want this to be successful. I want this retreat in Disney World to be successful. And I want it to continue to do other things, like maybe in California as well. Excuse me, sorry. So I would love if you're interested in the Disney World retreat, let the guys know that you're interested, and let's keep the momentum going. Thank you to those of you who did reach out. The guys, we had a meeting, and they were like, "What did you do?" Because we suddenly got inundated with interest in it, and I was like, I talked about it on my live stream. So thank you if you did reach out. That is super helpful. And if you are still interested, reach out to the guys. Let them know, even if you don't know 100%, even if there's a chance that you want to go, reach out to them, let them know that you're interested, and that way we can keep that momentum going and hopefully make this a successful thing. Because if we can do this at Disney World, like I can maybe try and get Disneyland next. Like that's on the thing. Yeah, please help me out. I would love for that to happen. Love Lovingly says BWI is the superior airport for LA flights. They have a standard LAX to BWI that leaves at 5:30 a.m., touches down at like 1:30 Pacific time. 1:30 p.m. Perfect time to drive to DC WV Panhandle without traffic. I've taken that exact flight like 20 times. Goodness gracious. Katie's here and says, sorry, I'm late afternoon. Oh, hello, Katie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Gloria says, last time I was at Disneyland, I got a marriage proposal from Tweedledee on the bridge to the castle. That's funny. I love the character interactions. They're just so much fun. And I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. I'm going to take this off because I'm like, the chin strap is catching in my beard and itchy and all that. So, but I had a great time. If you haven't seen the pictures, head over to Instagram, or I'll talk about it in my recap video later this month. So I got this really cool hoodie there as well. I had a great time, really enjoyed it. Quick little funny story. So the reason I love Pride Night, and you'll hear this again in my recap video, I'm sure, but the reason I love Pride Night at Disneyland is it is just one of the most welcoming, warmest, friendliest, happy to be there crowds. Like everyone is just so supportive. Everybody is just laughing, smiling, just having a great time together, right? It's like no other atmosphere I've ever been in. It's just awesome, and I love going. I will go every time that I have the chance to. Probably won't happen next year, unfortunately, but I will always take the time to go out there if I can. because it's just awesome. It's just awesome. And we were waiting in line for Clarabelle. By the way, Mac was with me. If you know MA Couture over on Instagram or YouTube, Mac was with me. She came to the second Pride Night with me, which was a blast to see her. Love seeing her any chance I can get. And then hanging out with her, riding roller coaster with her, and just having a great time. It was so glad she came and joined me. It was great. So Gloria says that was in 1970, longest engagement ever. Oh my goodness. So we're waiting for Clarabelle. Excuse me. The different atmospheres of, you know, swamp here in DC and dry out in California. I'm still recovering from, and airplanes, all of that. Still recovering a little bit. Anywho, we were waiting in line for Clarabelle, and she needed to take a what did they say she needed to go eat her snacks, or I don't remember what it was, but of course they had, you know, some funny excuse for her to step away for a moment. And so we were like, that's fine, no big. It was only like 5 minutes that she was going to be gone, no big deal. So we were hanging out. Mac and I were talking to the people in front of us, and the guy in front of me was wearing Gooder glasses. Now, this is not sponsored. I want to make this very clear. It's not sponsored. But he was wearing Gooder glasses, and my coworker actually turned me on to that company. They're an awesome company. Really good sunglasses. Really, I was going to say cheap sunglasses, and it's inexpensive glasses. Inexpensive sunglasses made really well. They work really well. They're made for runners. They're made for every day, and they have a billion different colors. Love the glasses. I know this sounds like an advertisement, which kind of is, but not really, because I'm doing this on my own. I'm talking about it completely on my own. Anywho, I mentioned his glasses, and I told him I loved their glasses, and the gentleman and the lady he was with had these bags, and he's like, "What's your favorite color?" I'm like, "Blue." He's like, I don't know if I, and he pulls out a box and he hands me a box. And I'm like, "You're kidding." And he's like, "Yeah, give those back." And no, here you go. They had a bag. They had 2 bags full of Gooder sunglasses because apparently she works at the company Gooder. And I'm like, there is no freaking way. These are some of my favorite sunglasses, and I can't believe I'm talking to somebody who works for the company. She works in HR, so she doesn't do, you know, any of the like marketing or stuff like that. But yeah, so they work for she works for Gooder, and they gave me and Mac a pair of sunglasses just right there. So I have a new pair. Now I can't see the chat because they're polarized, so I can't see the chat anymore. But they gave me a pair of sunglasses right there at Pride Night, which is, again, it goes to show you like how amazing Pride Night is. People bring pride flags to hand out, stickers to hand out. Like it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Anyways, Gooder gave, so Gooder, the company didn't give them to me. She from Gooder gave them to me. So thank you if you're watching this. Thank you for giving them to me. I actually would love to be a social media influencer for Gooder. She told me that there's a form online to fill out and, you know, let them check out your social media and stuff like that. But if you're looking for sunglasses, Gooder is the place to go. I love them. Not sponsored. I'm doing this completely on my own. Hopefully I can get some kind of like influencer position with them, because I do love these sunglasses. I kid you not. I have now 6 pairs of their glasses, so kind of like them a little bit. But yeah, so anywho, it was just such a cool thing, and I just love that. I just love that organic thing that happened there, and the way it happened, and just anyways. Check out Gooder glasses. They're freaking awesome. And we'll see if I can maybe become an influencer for them, because I would love that. All right, enough of that. One more thing and we'll get into today's project, which y'all are like, okay, Ian, get to the project, get to the project. Josh, what perfect timing for you to be here, because look what I have right here. I have the newest issue of Quiltmaker Magazine. And if you'll notice right here on the top, look who is their featured quilter in this edition, in this, I was going to say episode. This isn't an episode. It doesn't work like that. In this edition of Quiltmaker Magazine, Reaching for the Stars, designer spotlight on Josh Dunn. Can you believe that? So our very own Josh Dunn showed up here in Quiltmaker Magazine, which is pretty awesome. Melissa says, I got my copy yesterday. How cool. How cool is that? I ordered this off of Amazon because I needed a copy. First of all, because we have Josh in it, and so we needed to keep that for I almost said posterior. What's the word I'm looking for? You all know what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Michelle the Quilter says, good afternoon. Those look like great sunglasses. Never heard of them. Sounds like you had a great time at Disney. We love Disney. Absolutely. And they are great glasses. Love them a lot. Let's see. Katie says, how cool. Weren't you thinking of ordering a pair before you left? I know, Katie. Katie has a little bit of inside information. I was texting her. They're not the purple ones that I wanted, Katie, but they are a great pair. So, yes, Josh, that's the word that I would love to say, but apparently my brain is not allowing me to say. Melissa says she went to Barnes & Noble yesterday and got her, or went to Barnes & Noble, not yet, maybe not yesterday, but at some point. Love Loathingly says, I need to run to Barnes & Noble and pre-order a book, so I will pick it up when I get there. Very good. Excellent. Go to Barnes & Noble. Go get your copy of Quiltmaker Magazine because Josh is in here. By the way, Josh was like, what a coincidence. And I'm like, I know. So yeah, Josh is in here. I'm not going to show you. You have to go pick it up to get, all the deets of all of that. But I do want to show you something in here that Josh let me know about. I had no idea that this happened. I'm like, huh? He let me know that on page 43 of Quiltmaker, this is, I almost said episode again. This is edition number 225. So Quiltmaker Magazine number 225 on page 43. There is a list of male designers to follow. And my mind is blown because, again, nobody told me about this. Josh was the first one to let me know that this happened. The people at Quiltmakers Magazine didn't even tell me. They didn't even reach out to me and let me know. But here we are. Right there, number one spot. Look at that right there. Yes, that is me. That is under male designers to follow. I am the first one listed. I think I have the fewest number of followers too, because they list out the followers. I have 2,900 followers. And indeed, I am the smallest content creator on this list. But there you go. But my name is literally right next to Harvey Fierstein, like one of my, theater idols, right across the page from me. So crazy coincidence. But yeah, I'm featured in Quiltmaker Magazine. Also, Chris from Rose City Originals, he's also on this list as well. So yeah, go pick up your copy of Quiltmaker Magazine number 225 with our friend Josh and me. What are the odds that Josh and I are both, obviously he's the featured designer, but what are the odds that I am listed in here as well, right? Like, it's crazy. Craziness. So Judy says, congratulations, Ian. Maybe you will hear from them and they will feature you. That would be great, Judy. I would love for that to happen. That would be really, really cool. So, hey, Quiltmaker Magazine, folks, let me know. I'm down. Make it happen. Let's make it happen. It's insane. So, I thought that was really cool. I haven't looked through. I literally got this when I got back from my trip. If I had it before I left, I would have taken it on the plane with me and been like, look, it's me. I'm in here. But I didn't get it until I got back, unfortunately. Of course, it came the day that I left, but there we go. So, anywho, I have to check everything out in here. And again, thank you so much to the people at Quilt Folk Magazine. Go pick up your copy. All right. I think I've talked enough. Here we are yet again, 30 minutes into today, and here we are. Josh says, seriously, you surprised me too. I didn't know that they were putting that highlight together. I love that that we're cataloged together. I know, Josh. That's the coolest part. Is I'm in the edition that Josh is featured in, and I'm like, what? What is that? Michelle the Quilter says you should buy 10 more copies of that magazine. I might go to Barnes and Noble, get another copy. Might send one to Mom and be like, look, Mom, I'm in a magazine. What are we doing today? We finished this last week, and I don't know if we're actually going to finish it today, but we're going to work on it a little bit more, and I actually need your help to figure out how to finish this out. I did pull some scrap fabric from the fabric line, so I do have some scrap fabric ready to go. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it. So I have a couple of different options. What I'm thinking is I want to do a thin border, so maybe like cut it at 1 inch, and that'll finish at 1/2 inch when it's all said and done. But I can't decide on a couple of things. So let's talk about it. So for this piece, let me get it under the light a little bit more so that way you can see it a little better maybe. For this piece, do you think I should go with, this is the part where y'all get to decide, do you think I should go with a purple 1/2 inch border, or do you want to see the gray as a 1/2 inch border? So which do you think you like better? I'm looking at the screen. Oh, you can't hardly see the purple anymore. So let me bring this close to the camera so you can see. Should I do a gray 1/2 inch border or a purple 1/2 inch border? I have my thoughts, and I'm going to keep them quiet for a moment because I want to see what happens in the chat. So to give you a little more information, after that gray or purple border, I'm going to use the white border after that. So we're going to go either gray or purple and then white. So gray or purple and then white. Let's see here. Okay, we've got purple, we've got gray, purple, gray. Good evening. Hey, Banana Joe, good to see you. I'd go with the purple, gray, then purple. Waiting to see. Is it going to be the only one? Katie, no. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to have the gray or purple and then the white. So gray, purple, and then white. Gray or purple and then white. Which, that may change. Wayne says gray, but center the line in the strip. See, I was thinking of that. I was thinking about that too. Oh my gosh, we're like splitting the middle here because I'm seeing about 50-50. I'm genuinely seeing about 50-50. Oh man, it literally is like 50-50. I think. What's the binding? Oh, I haven't even thought about binding. I think I have to go look at my scraps again for that. Binding is probably going to be the dark. I think it's probably going to be the dark blue from here. It's probably going to be that dark blue right there. That's my guess. Gray, then purple. Also working on binding project today, says Laura. Awesome. Katie says, say gray, white, and then purple binding. I don't know if I have enough of the purple to do a binding. That's the thing. I could probably, see, I have this. Let's see how big this is. This is almost 5 inches. So I might be able to get enough of this to do a binding. White, then purple, and bind it in gray. white, then purple, and see, the thing is, I definitely don't think I have enough of well, maybe I do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. We've got so many people in here with so many great ideas. Purple, then flange the gray, and then the white. There you go. I'm loving this discourse in the chat. This is so much fun to watch everybody coming up with some great ideas. So I think I have enough gray. Maybe I could do the gray as the binding because I have more of the gray than I do the purple. I think the purple is going to work as a thin border. So I think it was about 50-50. Y'all are just as conflicted on this as I am. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go purple. The dark blue binding would work too. Thought you wanted the purple in there. I also like the flange idea. The flange idea is a pretty good one. I do like that. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go with purple for the inner border and then white for the outer border. And then I can bind it with the gray. That might work out really well. So let's go with that. Let's go with purple as our first border. And then we'll go in with the white after that. And then we will go in with the gray for the binding. I think that will work. I think that will work well. We're going to do that. So we're making this up on the fly. We're making it all up on the fly today. How's everybody's week been? You know how my week went, a busy one. How did your week go? Did you do anything fun this week? And if you did, what did you do? I'm going to spray on some Best Press. We're going to press that out. We're going to press that out. How's everybody doing today? What have we all been up to this week? Besides going to Disney. I'm telling you, I love Disneyland so much. By the way, I love this hoodie that I got too. It's got the Disneyland D on it. What's Mickey? Am I even? Yep, there it is. So I've got that on there. And I also picked up, I don't know if, oh, it went down my shirt. That's why you can't see it. I also picked up a Pandora charm. That is the Disneyland D right there. So, oops. So I got the D. Got the D. You know what I'm saying. You know what I said. I said what I said. I said what I said. You knew I had to say it at some point. It was going to happen. Jonathan, you knew it. You knew it. It was gonna be said. But anywho, yeah, I would really love to do some kind of retreat at Disneyland. Max said she'd be interested in coordinating, so, you know, it'd be fun to do a retreat with her as well. That is not an announcement. That is a putting it out there because I would love to do it types of thing. So, yeah. Let's see. Forget Farm. It's bike week here in the lake regions of New Hampshire, so it is very crowded here. Jonathan, I see your comment. You're funny. You're funny. All right, so we're going to cut this at 1 inch. Grab my ruler up here really quick. And we're going to trim this down to about 1 inch, roughly. And it is slightly askew. Let me see, yeah. So I am going to have to do a little bit of a trim on it first because this, I need to find a straight edge basically. So I'm working to make a straight edge on here. And actually, I might go ahead and trim this folded over. I know, I did tell you to say it when you weren't going to say it, but here we are. I am going to fold this over because I do, I want to try and get a nice edge on there, and it's going to be a whole lot easier to do it if I just fold it over. Which, you know, you're like, why did you just press it and then unpress everything? Well, because it's going to make it easier in the long run. It's going to make it easier in the long run, and that's what we're looking for. Had a lot of yummy food. Some really good food options. And, of course, I did have to have my Dole Whip because, you know me and my Disney Dole Whips. Cannot live without them. So I did have one. I wish I could have had another one, but I just ran out of time. Ran out of stinking time. It wasn't Disneyland is great because you don't have to spend a week there. You can pretty much do everything you want in 2 days. But you know, I still just wasn't enough time to do all the things that I wanted to do more than once, you know. Did ride the Incredicoaster more than once because I freaking love that ride. Jonathan, that is a roller coaster. That is honestly one of my favorite roller coasters. Jonathan likes theme parks and rides as much as I do, and that is just one of my favorite rides. Just enjoy it so much. I don't know what it is about the Incredicoaster, but there's just something freaking amazing. Meg says, I got an invitation to go to Orlando for fall break. We'll be with my kids for the first time at Disney. They are 12 and 9. I hope y'all have a great time. That is an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong. I love Disney World. I will go to Disney World any opportunity at any time. We'll absolutely go to Disney World. You will not have to twist my arm on that one. But I need to sneeze. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. Dang it. I was looking into the lighting that I have to try and trigger it, and it said nope. It said no thank you. All right. Which way do I want this to go up? I think this works. Basically think this works. Don't you hate it when you lose a sneeze? I could have honestly, well, I don't know if I could have. It's fine. I was going to say I could have just done one strip, could have made 2 sides, but oops, where's my pedal? But when I go to do the other sides, that may not be the case. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, Disneyland was wonderful. Pride Night was wonderful. All of it was wonderful. I have wonderful cast member friends there that I got to see again. And I also got to meet some new cast member friends. It was hilarious because I bonded over Pride Night with one of the other cast members. I had asked them a question about something. I was actually asking if Doctor Strange was still making appearances at a location. And then we ended up just bonding over our love of Pride Night because I was wearing this hoodie and she was like, oh, did you go Tuesday? And I said, I sure did. Apparently a lot of cast members won tickets. They were giving away a lot of tickets for the Tuesday night event. So a lot of cast members went and had a great time. Jonathan says, I wish someone would take me to Six Flags Over Texas to ride the new roller coaster that opens. Is it this week? I thought it was, I guess you're right. I did see that while I was at Disneyland. I did see that they were going to be opening that one soon. So I definitely want to ride that. You know what's interesting though? This is now the second time I planned to have laid over in Dallas-Fort Worth. It wasn't going to be a long layover. It was literally going to be like an hour. But this is now the second time I tried to lay over in Dallas. Something is keeping me from DFW because I also was going to be laying over in DFW, and it didn't happen either. So I don't know what's going on. But something is very much not wanting me to lay over in DFW anymore. Southern Lady says it just left Barnes& and Noble with my copy of Quiltmaker. Awesome! That's so cool. That's really neat. You can find Josh in there. And then the mention of me, which is crazy. I'm still like, what? What? I know several of my friends who are roller coaster junkies and go to different theme parks often. So I bet on Friday, I bet I will see their social media posts about riding the new roller coaster. It looks great. It looks absolutely great. Can't wait to ride that at some point. We'll see. We'll see when life decides I can actually manage to go back to DFW. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing any comments. I have never been on a ride. Wow, Banana Joe, that's crazy. I love theme park rides. They're just, theme parks are just so much fun. At some point, I want to get up to Hershey Park because that one's not terribly far. It's a couple hours drive, but not terribly far. Go tour the Hershey factories and then go to Hershey Park. And here I am. Y'all didn't remind me yet again. I'm on the wrong camera this whole time. On the wrong camera this whole time. There we go. I only go for the coasters. Jonathan, have you been on Incredicoaster before? All right, so we have now trimmed those, and now I need to do a little bit of a trim on the side. You just say the word, and I'll take you to Hershey. Done. Done. We'll make it happen, Jonathan. We'll make it happen. Rode some of the great rides at King's Dominion recently. Went with Becca and some of our friends and had a great time. Didn't get to ride all the rides. Wasn't there for very long, to be quite honest. We kind of got there later in the day. We actually got there about 6 o'clock. And they closed at 9, so it was actually kind of perfect the way it worked out. Got some good rides in, got some good time in, but, you know, we weren't out all day long and, you know, still back home in plenty of time. So it was honestly kind of perfect the way it worked out. Never been to any California parks. Well, you got to do that. You've got to go out there. We have one 35 kilometers from my city near the sea. It's called Mari Blarney. No, that's not how you say that, but we're going to pretend like I totally got that pronunciation correct. Right? Right? Totally pronounced that correct. Totally pronounced that correct. Nobody's going to question me on that at all. Nobody's going to question the baby. Good afternoon, Denise. Good to see you. Jonathan says, yeah, I'm old now. I usually have to leave before sundown. I definitely stayed until close of Pride Night. The second night, I called it at 11 the first Pride Night because I had been up since 5 a.m. And I was exhausted. So I was like, I am done. I cannot do anymore. Yeah, it's just short, so I'm actually glad I did cut extra strips. Not extra, but couple more strips because it's just a hair too short. But yeah, so I went until 11 the first night and turned to my friend and was like, I'm done. I'm calling it. I'm calling it here. I can't do it. Can't do it. So I went back to the hotel. Did stay at the Disneyland Hotel, which was nice. It was very nice to be so close to the parks and not have to worry about, you know, trying to figure out how am I going to get to the parks, either by shuttle if the hotel offers it or by walking. I did have to walk to my hotel, but thankfully it's right there. Right there. I stayed at the Disneyland Hotel. Banana Joe, I love that you phonetically spelled it out, but it's not gonna happen. So I love that, but I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that correctly. So Josh says Disneyland is definitely on the visit list. We're headed to Universal this November. Awesome. You're gonna love it. I assume Universal in Florida, because there is one in California. You are going to have so much fun. Love Universal. Lots of little bobbles here in my sewing, but that is a-okay. Perfect, Banana Joe. I love that for people who can actually pronounce it correctly, because we know I can't. We know I can't. Shirley in Alaska, good to see you. Good to see you. Speaking of Alaska, we've got our Alaska trip coming up here in 68 days, if I remember correctly. And Becca, Mary, and I will be staying for a couple of days after in Seattle. Becca wants to go to the aquarium, and I would love to run around Seattle a little bit. So we are going to have a meetup. It is already date, time, everything has been planned. I haven't posted it on social media. I haven't posted it on social media yet. However, that is something that I will be doing fairly soon, I feel like. So look for an announcement within the next, week or two. Because if you're in the Seattle area or are going to be in the Seattle area, we'd love to meet up with you and say hello. Sorry, I'm adjusting a little bit. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. It's funny how, like, you do a big project and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate wrangling a big project under a sewing machine, and then you go to do like a mini project like what I'm working on right now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't ever want to do tiny pieces ever again. So the grass is always greener, as they say. Trim that. And these little strips are going in the trash because they are just too small for me to deal with. All right, we're going to press this wonderful little strip. Got to make sure not to hit the iron on my spray bottle there. It would suck to melt the plastic and then have all the liquid leaking out. That would not be fun. So these borders are wavy. This whole project is very, like, a lot of bias and a lot of waviness to it. So when I go to quilt it, hopefully what I can do is I can flatten it out with some of that quilting on there. Quick reminder, if you are going to be at the Road to Virginia, I will be there as well. So if you see me in the crowd, feel free to come say hello. I'm going to try and remember to bring my stickers with me. So if you would like a sticker, I should have some on hand for you. So feel free to say hi. I would love to meet you if I haven't already, or see you again if I have met you before. But Aunt Jo says that she's doing do an FPP pattern and you will use teeny bits of fabric. That is true, Banana Joe. You are right. If you are doing an FPP project, you do use a lot of tiny pieces for that. After doing some of the legit kits, I'm just like, I do not throw anything away until the very end with a legit kit because I'm like, I might need that. I just might need that still. So, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. Josh, sounds like a Goldilocks situation. Too big, too small, just right. Absolutely. It is one of those things that you're just like, oh, that was there's too little tiny pieces. There's too many big pieces back and forth. Fidget says, since I'm new, can someone tell me why it is Banana Joe? Well, my friend, welcome. First of all, welcome to you. I'm glad that you are here. Second of all, it is Banana Joe because I had a hard time pronouncing her name, and her nickname as a child was Banana Joe. So she loved the fruit bananas, and that she just ate them so much that her family started calling her Banana Joe, and now I call her Banana Joe because that is what she allowed me and said that I could call her. So there you go. Banana Joe says, I made the sewing machine pattern. It's a lot smaller than what I thought. Oh, interesting. So this is what it's looking like. I love that. I love that look. So next we're going to move to this border. And I have enough of this that I am able to get a little bit of a wider border. So I'm going to do that. Let's do a little bit of pressing first, because this fabric has literally been sitting since I've worked on that quilt. So I'm going to press this fabric out, get some of the wrinkles out. And then we're going to figure out like how wide it can be. Because I think I can just kind of sew this, like if I need to make my strips longer, I can sew the strips together and make it a little bit longer. You might notice I'm not using my regular spray bottle. This one still has some liquid in it, and the other spray bottle is great, but I tend to kind of spray everything down whenever I'm using that one, and I really want a little bit of a more controlled area here, so I'm using the old spray bottle. Once this one dies, I'm not going to use it anymore, I don't think. I'm probably going to leave it be. So. All right, there we go. Okay. What did I miss while I was gone? Josh says that he loves the purple border. Thank you. Exactly, Josh. Exactly. Yep, Banana Joe was kind enough to let me use her nickname. So we're gonna do that, and then one more time. I'm actually gonna fold it in one more time. because I want to try and keep this as tight as possible. Fun fact, there is a film with Bud Spencer called Banana Joe. Did not know. Did not know that. Did not know that. All right, let me see how wide this is. Because remember, we've got to do 4 of them, but it's long enough that I should be just fine. Oh, yeah. So when I cut, I can actually get at least 2 cuts out of one strip. So this whole thing is a little, about 4 1/4. So 4 1/4, let's do it at 4 inches. So I'll cut it down to 2 inches then. I think I will cut 2 inches because that's an easy calculation for me. I don't have to do any weird calculations. We'll do 2 inches and then another 2 inches. Put that on that line right there. Put that on that line right there. Might be a little wonky, but that is a-okay. So that is 1 2-inch strip. And that is another 2-inch strip. Oops, didn't quite make it through the end. There we go. Put that back up there. Josh says noted. Okay. Now let's get fancy. Since I know that I have 2-inch strips, what I'm thinking I may do, I have some more scraps. I do know that, Banana Joe, and I appreciate that. I do have some leftover scraps. How fun would it be to put cornerstones on that have snowflakes in them? So what I'm thinking I will do is I will cut out these snowflakes to be the same size to make little cornerstones. So let's do that. Let's do that, shall we? I think we shall. Give this a little spritz. I need this up here. So I'm going to center this roughly about 2 inches. It may not be perfect, but we're going to try. Let's see, if I was doing, that's 1 inch, that's 2 inch. I think right on that tip of that needle. You know what? I want to, oh, they all have them right in where I need. Let me see. Let me see if I have another ruler really quick that has, what I'm dealing with is Tula's logo is right in the spot that I need, I feel like. Because I'm trying to pinpoint it down to, this might work. I'm trying to pinpoint it down is what I'm trying to do, is what I'm trying to say. But with that logo in the way, with that logo in the way. It's making it hard to see what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna try maybe this. All right. See, the problem with this one is that's not gonna give me the square that I need. I'm just having all kinds of problems, and I don't think I have any other. Oh, wait. I do have this one. Oh! Look at that. I have a 2-inch ruler right here. Actually, it's a 2.5. 2.5 by 2.5. Let's see if this one might work. This one might work. Never even opened yet. Little 2.5-inch ruler. Let's see. There we go. Let's see, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to try and center my design right in the center. I don't know if it's going to work perfectly, but might be able to get it close. It might not be like 100% accurate, but it might be pretty close. Yeah, it slipped a little bit. I was afraid of that. That's all right. That's all right. And actually, I needed to rotate it anyways. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Isn't it fun working on the fly? Having a whole entire audience watching you, watching your every move, every mistake. It's great. Let me tell you. All right, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. So there's our little snowflake right there in the center. So let's do this 4 more times, or 3 more times, 3 more times. I don't think I can use anything else on that one, so we're gonna say goodbye to that one. And we'll pull out our next little scrap. This 2.5-inch ruler, perfect for it. Again, I'm not getting it 100% perfect, but at least it's not bad. At least it's not bad. Could be way worse. Love Bowlingley says she loves it. Laura says she loves it. Oh, I forgot it's Father's Day. My bad. Sorry I totally forgot about that. Happy Father's Day to all of the husbands, the fathers, all the things out there. Let's see, right about there, I feel like. It's roughly centered-ish. Close enough. Get those out of the way. Take that, put that down there, and then we take our thing and line that up with the line that I just cut. There we go. Look at that, no little snowflake, just ready to go. Look at that, it's so cute. Little snowflake, little snowflake. And we'll do that 2 more times. I think I wanna, can I grab? I want different snowflakes, so I'm looking on which ones I just cut. See if I can find another one I want to use. And that one doesn't go far enough, so I'll have to do this one, I think. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and press this really quick. If you are going to Road to California, Todd, the bear quilter, will also be there. Becca will not be there. Mary's actually driving up today. I'll see her later today. She's driving up, and Becca is coming back from Michigan. They are getting ready to go on their quilting retreat. So this coming weekend, Becca will be out of town, and unfortunately, she will not make it to Road to Virginia, which kind of sucks because we did that event together last year. But I'm happy to see Todd, and I'm pretty sure Layla and I will cross paths at some point while we are both there. Didn't quite get all the way up. Just a little bit more. There we go. So now flip it around. And I will find that square. There it is right there. Throw that away. Yep, Layla, I figured you might be. There's our third little snowflake. They're almost perfectly centered. Almost. Not quite, but they're darn close. And I will take that. I will take darn close. All right, one more. One more snowflake. I'm looking to see which one I don't have. I feel like I really want this one. Oops. There we go. And I'll line that in the center-ish. Center-ish. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, and that is totally fine. We're just going for close enough, right? Like, we're not looking for perfection. There we go. All right, there is our fourth snowflake. So we've got all four snowflakes. And now we can start sewing. Oh, Sean, of course. Thank you, Layla. Sean, the guy who sews, will also be there. Thank you for reminding me about that, Layla. Sean will be there. Todd will be there. Let me know if you are going to, if you're going, put a heart in the chat. I know Layla. Layla, I know you're going, so I will see you there. But if you are going to be going, say it. What is perfection? Exactly. Exactly. What is perfection? Oops. Let me just trim this up really quick. What we're going to do is we're actually going to sew on our first snowflake. I know, Banana Joe, that would be quite the adventure for you. Oh, wait, I don't want to sew this on yet. Sorry, my bad. First, we actually want to sew this onto, the quilt. The last borders are what we will add, is what we'll add that to. So I did trim this side, so it should be perfectly square. This quilt is not perfectly square, but that's fine. We will work with it as is. Do. So I was sad because I wasn't able to ride Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorite rides. Not my ultimate favorite ride, but one of my favorite rides. I wasn't able to ride it because it was closed. They're doing refurbishments to the ride itself, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to ride. But that's okay. Next time. Probably could have done 2 or 3 times around with the amount of fabric that I have here, but that's okay. So, oh, that's cute. I love that. Look at that. That's going to be a great border right there. So we've got a nice little purple border, and then we've got our thicker, whiter border. It's thicker, whiter. Thicker, wider border, not whiter. Layla says, perfection is for the gods, and we are but mortals, starving to bring beauty to a state fair. Exactly, Layla. I love how you put that. Love how you put that. That's perfect. That is perfect. All right. So now we are going to do the next one. Put that right about there. And away we go. Away we go. Fidget says, all the imperfections you are mentioning is what keeps me from entering my local fairs. You are encouraging me to push through those negative thoughts. Absolutely. I think the state fairs are some of the most low risk shows to enter. I think they're a great starting point if you've never entered shows before. Because first of all, what's the worst thing that happens is you lose the like $5 to enter. State fairs are some of the lowest entry fees that I have seen. And so I always recommend people start off at the state fair if they're wanting to enter quilt shows, because it is incredibly cheap and you don't have to like worry about spending $40 and then like not get a ribbon or something like that. Some fairs don't give critiques. State Fair of Texas, when I was entering the State Fair of Texas, they did not have, you never got a critique, you never knew what you did good or what you did bad or anything like that. So, you know, you never got the feedback. If you were worried about what the feedback might say, you never had to worry about it. Here in Virginia, they do give feedback, but it's fine feedback. It's nothing critical. It just tells you where they felt like you could do better. I don't always agree with their feedback, but that is totally fine. Let's see, I'm making a cherry quick bread while lurking in the background. Great, are you sending some to me? Because that sounds delicious. I love cherries. It sounds very yummy, actually. Oh, I love this border. This border is going to be so perfect. I'm actually really loving how this is turning out so far. Will it win a ribbon? I'm not hopeful about it winning a ribbon, but it'll still look cool. I think it's still going to look pretty neat when it's all said and done. When it's all said and done, I think it'll look perfect. So I'm actually going to get a little bit of a bigger ruler out for this part. because I want to make sure that I am squaring it up as best as possible. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, because I do have some pretty wavy edges in here, right? It is not going to be perfectly square. It's not going to be perfectly square. Not going to be perfectly square. All right. One more side, and then we can start putting together the last border. We are at 3:12, so we're doing good. We're doing good on time. We may have this done. What am I missing? Shirley says, sadly, our state fair up here, the rules state absolutely no animal hair. We have 4 cats and a golden mixed lab. I cannot accomplish a normal animal hair project. So, important thing, you can use those lint rollers to help. Oh, thank you, Katie. Katie just sent out 5 memberships. Thank you, Katie. That's so sweet of you. So, Banana Joe, Quick Wrench, Mimi, Zombie, and Delightful Crafter, you all received a month's membership. Thanks to Katie. Thank you very much for that. I need to schedule the next. Zoom. Did I put it on the website already? I don't even remember if I did or not. I'm a little discombobulated after my quick jaunt over to the West Coast. I feel like I set something up, and then I was actually supposed to have an interview for the podcast yesterday, and I forgot. I plain forgot. Thankfully, my guest was very kind, and she also forgot, so it all worked out, but kind of funny, to be honest. Kind of funny. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sew this part on. All the notifications coming through. Thank you again, Katie. That was really sweet. All right, so there is that. It is Judy. You are 100% correct. Judy says, "Oh, Ian, your mind is still on Disney." It really is. It really is still on Disney. Actually, I should have pressed this the other way. Now that I'm looking at it, I should press it the other way. That way, I can get it to nest with the first border that I put on. I can nest them. So I'm actually going to go back. Don't you hate it when you press it one way and then realize, oh darn, I really should have pressed it the other way? It happens. But yeah, my brain is still very much on Disney. Yesterday was just a rest day. I played lots of Fortnite on the couch, and that was it. That is all I did. So, there we go. You're right, Banana Joe. My mind is permanently on Disney. Any chance I have to go to Disney, I absolutely will. All right, so there we go. So here we go, putting this on. But I'm not going to put it all the way to the end, because I still need, like I haven't finished this side. I still need to finish out this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew close to the edge, and then I will work on trimming it to where I need it. I've got to go 1/4 of an inch over. I think I'm actually going to stop it there. Do a little back stitch, cut my thread. It's turning out really neat, Banana Joe. I'm liking the way it's looking. Really liking how it's looking a lot. So we're gonna go out past that 1/4 inch. I'm actually gonna trim it just on this fold because that's a perfect spot. It is gonna waste just a hair of fabric, but that's okay. Not a big deal. All right, so what I'm gonna do, oh, I left the fabric and the pattern just sitting back here in the middle of the camera view. That was dumb. Oh well. This is my air erasing pen. Do I want to use that? I'm trying to think. It's gonna end up in the. It's gonna end up in the. It's gonna end up in the seam, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Makes me a little nervous to use marking pens because I worry about, you know, it leaving some kind of evidence of, you know, the mark. But I've been pretty lucky in the past, so I'm gonna find that 1/4 inch mark. And make a mark. And we're gonna go up here so that way I have enough room. All right, so it should be right about there. So probably that seems a little more than a 1/4 inch there. That is actually a lot more than a 1/4 inch. But I think I'm gonna be okay. Because it's not square. That's the thing, is that this project is not really all that square, unfortunately. So we're gonna do what we can, but it may be a little wonky, and that's okay. That is okay. Whoops. 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 All right, so now we're gonna take our next piece. I'm going to take our next piece, put that right there, and we'll sew these two together. Again, it's not going to be perfect, and that is a-okay. Thank you, Jean. Appreciate that. All right, so it is darn close to what I was looking for, which is great. So I'm going to press this. I'm finger pressing this so that way they nest like so. And take it back under the needle, and I'm gonna go right on that line that I started. Back stitch, of course. And then line those up. I think my ears are still a little wonky from air pressure. I thought I was okay, but as I've been sitting here, my ears feel a little like they're quite not, it's not quite equalized yet. Even though it's been a day, they're still not 100% feeling like they are adjusted back to the pressure. Oops, too far. There we go. There we go. This project is taking you longer than a big quilt, right, Banana Joe? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? But we've only got one more side. We're going to do one more side, and then it will be ready to quilt. And don't ask me how I'm going to quilt it, because I have no idea. Not yet, at least. Oh, I kind of love it. I kind of love it, guys. I kind of love it. So there's, oh, I'm blocking the snowflakes. Look at that. One more side to go, but it looks like a freaking It looks like a freaking quilt, doesn't it? Looks like a mini quilt. It doesn't actually look like a block. It looks like a quilt. And we're measuring at about 12 inches, roughly 12 inches. So I think this is going to be fine. The maximum would be 24 inches, 24, 25. We're not gonna make it that big. We're not. This is fine. I'm happy. I'm happy with this, right? I'm happy with how this is turning out. Grab this ruler, makes it a little easier for me to trim. Just like that. Just like that. I already did ask. What did you ask? Did I miss it? Did I miss a question, Ben and Joe? If I did, I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't miss your question. So, again, I want to make sure that I'm doing this so that way my seams, so this needs to go, which way does this need to go? This needs to go this way, yeah. So I'm nesting my seams. Oh, how you're going to quilt it. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I haven't decided how I'm going to quilt it yet. That will get decided. I think I am going to put it on the long arm. I think I'm going to throw this on the long arm, even though it's like a tiny piece. I think the long arm will help me be able to do what I want to do with it. So, right, exactly. A lovely quilt for a dollhouse, which is what this category is. Category is doll. All right, so that goes in there. Yep, don't know how I'm going to quilt it yet, but I will. I almost want to do a spiral from the center out. I think that would be a fun quilting pattern, but I'm not 100% convinced that's what I want to do. I may just do some simple lines. We'll see. Oh, I didn't want to go that far. My bad. I was just sitting here like, let's just go all the way through. I need to, unfortunately, do a little bit of unstitching. Jack's going to come out and play for a few seconds because I need to back it up just a hair. That way I can trim. Placemat for a side table. Absolutely. I could see this absolutely being a perfect side table mat. Me too, Margot. Me too. I'm loving how this is turning out too. I need to measure and trim again. So again, I'm finding that 1/4 inch. Sorry, in my head, I got really focused for a second, and I've been watching a lot of Ariana Grande clips from LA at her concert, and so my brain just started singing Into You because it's in my head. Barely breathe. Okay. So we're gonna line this up with the correct mark. Do that, and then we're going to grab our fabric and sew this on like so. Just like that. Back stitch, make sure everything stays together because this is our last little edge. So I don't want it to come apart while I'm quilting it or anything like that. So probably could have dropped my stitch length to 1.5. That probably would have made things a little better in terms of like, you know, making sure that the edges don't come apart and whatnot. But it should hold together just fine long enough for me to quilt it. I'm going to start there, back stitch. Went a little farther than I probably needed to, but I really just want to make sure to catch everything that I needed to. Ariana she is so cute. Ariana Grande is adorable. She was perfect in Wicked. That was actually one of the movies I watched flying out to California. They had Wicked on their movies that you could watch, and so I watched Wicked Part 2 since I hadn't actually seen that movie yet. And Ariana was such a great Glinda. Really love that movie. Was wonderful. Not as good as the first one. I really think they probably could have made the whole thing one movie and not made it two, but kind of loved it. Okay. I think we are done. She was really good in that film. Boo, I had a phone call. Well, welcome back, Josh. All right, here we go. Here is our mini quilt for the doll category of the State Fair. Really love how it turned out. I think it looks perfect. That little purple inner border is perfect. It's a ½ an inch. It's super tiny. But I think that looks like a freaking quilt if I've ever seen one. What do y'all think? Looks like a quilt to me. So now I am going to work on, I think the gray binding is going to be perfect for it. Let's do a little test, shall we? Right, why make one when you can make more money with two? True, very true. I just don't think it needed 2 movies, but that's me personally. Should have been like the musical. Corners bring out the blue in the middle. It does, it does. All right, let me just kind of, I'm just gonna play for a second. See if I can hold this up to the camera without dropping it. May not be able to. So it's a little thicker, but that's what the border will look like. So we've got a gray border going around, or a binding, excuse me, binding going all the way around. So it'll look like that. I think that looks great. I love that. I love that. So there we go. So little doll quilt, It's going to make some doll very happy. So yeah, I think the gray binding is going to be perfect for it. I think I have enough to do that. So I will press that out another day when I'm ready to start putting that on. But there we go. That is our doll quilt. So look, it looks like I took a big quilt and just shrank it down, is what it looks like, and I am very happy with that. So there we go. We are done. We are done until we get the binding on and stuff like that, which means we're done for today. I've got some admin stuff to work on. I've got to get stuff out for the cruise. We need to do the Zoom sessions for the cruise. And then I've got some other admin. I've got to go to Gooder and apply for their ambassador program, an influencer program, and unpack. I got to unpack all the things. So, but yeah, I'm glad to have this finished. I've got to hurry and get this done. I've got to hurry and get my Alaska project done. I've got to hurry and get the quilt Tiffany did for me, Gravity. Got to get that finished so that way I can enter that into the state fair as well. I'm going to be working some late nights over the next few weeks trying to get all this done before the state fair and before we head out. Did you measure to make sure that it fits within the size? Auntie L, I believe it does fit within the size. I don't remember what the small end is. But I'm pretty sure it is within that size. So if it's not, well, I just did all this for nothing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anywho, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate y'all spending time with me on your Sunday. I love each and every one of you. And we'll come back next week. We won't be working on this anymore. We're done with this one. I don't know what we'll be working on, but I'm sure I'll find something to work on, and I will see you all next Sunday. Remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. See you next Sunday, everyone. Have a great week, and see you then. Bye, everyone.